everyone, it's Annette with ASCardDesign. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a video featuring gift number 3 from the Gina K Designs 12 Days of Christmas box that was available in November. And I did pick up that box, and let's go ahead and open our bag and make a card project from it. So in day 3, if you got the box, you will receive these 3 items. Gina K Connect glue, which is pretty much the glue I use all the time. A fine tip bottle that you could put this glue in, or you could just use it right out of the original container. And you're going to get these beautiful sequins and embellishments. These would be really great actually for a shaker card, but I'm not going to make a shaker card with this. I've been watching a lot of videos using this gift number 3 and seeing beautiful shaker cards, and I will make a shaker card at another time, but today I'm going to do something a little bit different. So let's go ahead and set this aside. I am not going to open this because I already have Gina K Connect glue in my bottle, so I'm going to go with the one I already have open, and I'll save this for another time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a pretty quick card, but I want to use some other products too. I'm going to use this simonsaysstamp 3D embossing folder. It's kind of hard to see the design, but right there it is. I'm going to be making a birthday card today, but just beautiful. This is called Wiggle Flowers, but they're just kind of wonky, daisy looking type flowers. I'm going to use that. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to bring in Master Layouts 2, the stitched rectangle for the panel and the non-stitched rectangle for the matte layer. So let's go ahead and pull those 2 dies out. And I'm going to be using some cardstock also from Gina K. I'm going to be using 2 colors. So these are beautiful, vibrant yellow and a pinkish color. This is marigold and this is petunia. And I'm going to do the embossing folder in the marigold, and the petunia will be the matte layer. So let's go ahead, and I want to die cut these, the panel layer first before it goes through the embossing folder, because I don't want to run it through this machine after it's embossed, or I'll flatten out all those beautiful flowers. So this is the stitched die for the panel, which will be on the front, the topmost layer of the card. Okay, and you can see that beautiful stitched edge. I use this set quite a bit, so I'm going to set that aside, and we will go ahead and bring in the matte layer. I'm getting all disorganized here already. So let's go ahead and bring in this matte layer and get that die cut out. Okay. And there we have just a plain, let me get it off my mat here, just a plain matte layer, and that will go beautifully with our panel once we glue that down together. All right, so this will be a nice vibrant, bright card. So let's go ahead and run the embossing folder in while we have this out. So we're gonna go ahead and get that panel layer. And this is the 3D embossing folder. Now, if you're new to embossing folders, simonsaysstamp folders are very thick. Okay, so you want to use whatever sandwich configuration for your die cutting machine for a 3D embossing folder. For my Big Shot, it happens to be this bottom platform, and then only the top plate. Okay, once we put the folder on. So I can get these out of the way for right now. And then on the 3D embossing folders, or even the regular embossing folders, you're going to have 2 sides. You're going to have a debossed side, which the pattern presses in, and the embossed side, which the pattern is raised up. So when you are working with a panel that you definitely want one side up, like I don't want the back side. I want the daisies to really pop off of the card panel. You want that embossed side, the raised side, to be underneath so it pushes up through. Okay, so I'm just positioning this on just like that, and we'll run that through, and it really helps to put these on a slight angle when you run them through. They just go through a lot easier. And okay, let me grab this out so you can see. Look at that embossing. Now, that's the reverse side, which is pretty too. It just gives a different effect. And I am going to be using this side. So let me clean this out and we'll go on to the next step. We're going to add some color to that panel, and we're going to bring in Gina K's premium dye ink, also in Petunia. Now this is the coordinating ink to that cardstock, okay, that we're going to use for the matte layer. So let me grab a scrap piece of paper, and we're just going to go ahead and take this ink pad, okay, and we're just going to swipe it right across the top of this panel. And what that's doing is the ink is just catching those raised edges of these flowers, and just really makes them come alive. I like doing this technique with 3D embossing folders, just swiping some ink over the top. And some will be darker than others, and that's okay. All right, so that's what we have. And it kind of looks like marigolds, right? Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and set this aside. And then we're going to do some stamping next. So let's go ahead and bring in a piece of cardstock here, piece of scrap cardstock. All right, and this is also the Petunia cardstock, just a piece of scrap. You already see I've been playing around with it, and we're going to do some heat embossing. So I want to put down some anti-static powder, and this is from simonsaysstamp. And as always, all the supplies are listed in my description below, so you can check that out if you'd like. So we're going to powder up the paper just so the embossing powder sticks only to the imprinted image, which I'm going to be bringing out this cute stamp set called A Paper Hug. Now this was day 2 of the 12 Days of Christmas box, and it has the coordinating dies with it, but I'm going to be using this stamp that says Birthday Wishes. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. We will be die cutting it out after we do some heat embossing. So I'm going to just set that right about there. I'm going to pick it up. I probably should have powdered after that, but let's just rub that powder off of the stamp, and we'll go ahead and powder that up again. And then I want to do some white embossing, so I'm going to be using Gina K's premium pigment ink in white, and we're just going to ink this stamp up. Okay, I'm just going to kind of swipe it a little bit just so we get some good coverage, and then we'll just drop that down. I'm not pressing very hard, just very lightly. Oops. And that is why we love the Misty tool, so we can reposition it right where it was, right up in that upper right corner, and stamp it in the same exact spot. Okay. All right. Now we'll go ahead and put our embossing powder down, and I have Gina K's fine detail white embossing powder, so we'll go ahead and dump a generous amount on there and let it adhere to that ink. Just tap it, tap off any of the excess, and that's pretty good coverage. I'm going to do just one more pass. Okay, and then that looks pretty good. I'm going to set that aside, put this back into the container, clean off my stamp, and then we'll come back and melt the powder. So it's kind of hard to see, but let's go ahead and get that cleaned up and then we're going to die cut it. All right, I went ahead and off camera, I die cut the birthday wishes, and I did an extra layer. And we'll just glue those two together to give it some dimension and some stability. It'll also lift it off the card panel ever so slightly and give it a little bit of separation. And I know it's really hard for the camera to pick this up for some reason, but that does have a nice little shine to it. So we'll go ahead and glue our panel layer to our matte layer. You could use foam tape to lift this a little bit, give it some dimension. I'm just going to go ahead and use some liquid glue here. Just going to eyeball that top edge and just the corners, the top left and right corner, and just make sure there's, you know, an even margin all the way around. And then when you make sure that's even, the rest will generally fall in place. Bringing in my card base, we're going to go ahead and glue that down. All right, I'm going to put that right in the middle we have so far. And so next we will go ahead and bring in these sequins, and I'm going to open these up. Let me get a little dish here. I have all kinds of little dishes. This is a little shell dish. And we're going to go ahead and open this and dump some of them out. You'll notice you get quite a few in here. So let's just see what we have. Grab my Gina K pick tool. I want to see if I can find some solid ones. So let's see. There's all different shapes in here. But are there any solids? Okay, so let's see which ones I might want to pick. Now these are really pretty. They have some that are sequins, some that are, you know, kind of cupped, and some that are actually flower shaped. I don't know if you can, the camera's going to pick that up. Can you see that? Maybe if I put it there. That's kind of cute. And I'm thinking of putting them right in the middle, but those larger ones kind of stick up a little bit more than I wanted to, and it might be hard to mail. Let's see what these little ones look like. If I just put them in the center. And they have medium size too. Let's see. Those might work better than medium size. Yes. I think I'm going to probably just find these size off camera, because this is going to take a little bit, and then once I get them all isolated and on the card glued down, we'll come back. Okay, it didn't take me as long as I thought. Once I knew what I was looking for, I was able to kind of isolate the sequins that I wanted, and then I'm just finishing up gluing those down right in the center of these flowers. Okay, and then you just want those to dry. It doesn't take long, but go ahead and let those dry, and then we'll come back and put the greeting on. All right, I went ahead and added some Simon Says Stamp 3D foam squares to the back of my greeting, because I thought it might be nice to give that a little bit of lift. I'm putting some Gina K liquid glue right on the back, and I'm going to place this. So, you know, you have options. I always like to look at my card panel and divide it into thirds. So, you know, we have the top third, the middle, and the bottom third. And then the greeting I like to put in one of those planes, and then you can put it right in the center or off to the side. So I just thought this little pocket right here in between these sequins would be perfect. So we're just going to go ahead and drop that down and make sure it's straight. And that's it. That is the finished card project. I just love that embossing folder. So you can see how those sequins add a nice little shine right in the middle of those flowers, right in the center. Very pretty. It's a very sunny and bright looking card, and that's it. You just open it, put the greeting in. I've already stamped my stamp on the back, and that is my birthday wishes card. I want to thank you all for watching. If you loved this video or even liked it, give me a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, do hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next time we come on here. And until next time, I want to wish you all a peaceful day and hope to see you again. Bye-bye.